Morning. It snowed last night. Anyway, a few things going on today, or things that I need to talk about, I guess. I am not headed to the farm right now. I'm actually headed to the John Deere dealer. Going to pick up those couple of parts that I need. But first things this morning here. Today is December 31st. It is New Year's Eve. It is also my wife and I's 5th anniversary. So just wanted to take a second and say happy anniversary, honey. I love you. And yeah, it's been a great 5 years. I'm looking forward to 50 more. I don't know. We'll see. Also, Happy New Year, everybody, because by the time you're seeing this, it's at least January 1st of 2020. Hard to believe we're through the decade already, but we are. So I've been thinking about, I did that year in review video here a few days ago. I've been trying to figure out if I could do a decade in review kind of thing, and I haven't been making these videos obviously for the whole decade, 2 months, so. But I thought that I could go through and sort of talk about some of the equipment that we had back in 2010 compared to what we have now. And that might be sort of interesting. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want me to do or not. I'll try and do it in the next few days if I get a chance. Also, another major milestone for my YouTube channel. I wanted to just say thank you to everybody. I hit 5,000 subscribers this morning. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That's awesome. It's happened a little faster than I thought it would, but things are starting to grow. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. I'm going to keep putting a lot more stuff out here, so stick around, hit the like, subscribe buttons, and we'll see what 2020 brings, and hopefully some good video at least. I did, however, just watch Millennial Farmer's video that he put out yesterday, and he's at 400,000 subscribers, so I'm going to need a little help to get there. So see what you can do about that. Well, that's a problem for that guy. There you go, bud. So I made it up to the John Deere dealer. You think my wife would like a coat for her anniversary? Maybe a John Deere shirt? Pick something off the toy racks? What do you think I should get her? Maybe a leaf blower. Yeah, I think that'll do. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't buy my wife's anniversary present at the John Deere dealer. Although she could buy mine there, I'd be okay with that. You guys want to see what I got her, though? By the time you're watching this, she's already got it, so I can show you. It's kind of like a sneak peek, although not a sneak peek. So my wife used to work at a jewelry store, which sets her expectations slightly high, but that's okay. So I got her this little blue box here. Fancy little bracelet, which is way expensive for what it is, but I think it's because of that little gold focus. There you go. That little gold logo on there, I think, adds quite a bit of value. It's almost like putting a John Deere logo on something. Anyway, happy anniversary, honey. I hope you like it. Better get this box wrapped up before I give it to her tonight. Something else to work on at the farm today. I did get my parts, though. Here's that shaft key that we needed, and that louver for that chaffer's in there. So let's go back and get that put together so we're done with the combine. Got a little snow here. Mostly it's just drifted in front of the door of the shop because it's been pretty windy. Alright, I want to get that louver out of here and finish putting this chafer back together. Okay. I've got the chafer back together. You can see the shiny ones there, the ones that I replaced or are new. So, as soon as I get some help, I can put that back in the combine and we'll have that done. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for Dad to come back, I'm going to work on that sprocket. Okay, we've got to make that pulley fit on that shaft. So the first thing I want to do is clean it up. You can see there's just a little bit of light surface rust on there, so I'll get some emery cloth and clean that up. Then I'm going to never seize the crap out of it since I couldn't get it off of there, just in case it's ever got to come apart again. And then we'll slide it on there. Okay, this is a tapered shaft. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's narrower on the end and it gets thicker as you go back. And there's also a keyway. So the keyway, we take this little piece here, it fits in that slot. I'm gonna have to clean it up. Oops. I have to clean it up so it fits in there real good. I might have to get a file or something. I can't get my sandpaper in there. But anyway, then that key sticks out of that shaft and it lines up with the slot and our pulley, and that's what keeps the pulley from spinning on the shaft. You can see how the hole on this side of that pulley is a lot smaller than the hole on this side, so it fits on there, and then we use this washer and this nut and kind of suck it in as far as it'll go, and it wedges itself onto that shaft. Okay, got that never seized up. I put the key in, put some never seize on that. Basically, we use this stuff anytime you're putting something together that you think you might need to get apart in the future and it has a potential of rusting and being difficult, put that stuff on there, because then it will actually come apart. It may still take some effort, but it will come apart. So time to slide that sprocket on. Let's see if I can do this from here. Gotta get the shaft key lined up. Oh, it helps when you put it on the right direction. Okay, let's try this again. All like that. We'll put the nut on and the washer and draw it tight. Okay, sprocket's on. Time for a chain. Okay, we're gonna put this thing back in the combine. It's not.
Okay, pretty smooth actually. I guess they're in their slots where they need to be. Alright. Cool.
Okay, well that didn't take long. Got it in there, got this bolted down. I've got to bolt this piece back up. There's a cover that goes over this. Make sure you get the electrical connection on the side over there. There's a couple of pieces that bolt in the sides here that go through this window. And then I think we're done. In here anyway. Finish that chain. Okay, inside of the combine is done. Got these put back on, got this cover over the motor. Everything works. I am happy. This is done. Okay, all I got to do now is finish that chain, put that tensioner back on, get it tight, and then I want to lube it up, and the other couple chains on the combine, I want to lubricate them as well, and clean the cab up, wash the windows. So it is lunchtime. I'm going to go eat lunch, come back and finish that stuff up this afternoon. So I got a question this morning on yesterday's video, or the one that posted today, I guess. About our shop a little bit, so I thought I would just give you a quick little tour around, talk about what we've got here a little bit. So this building is an American building, I think. It's nice, there's no posts supporting anything, so it's pretty open. This building was actually here when my dad bought this farm in 1980, but it didn't have a roof on it. The guy kind of started building it and didn't finish it, so Dad finished it. They built this wall at the halfway point, and we insulated the front half. This is our kind of where we do all our work in our shop and stuff. The dimensions in here, it's 56 from wall to wall and 54 in the front half from the center to the front walls, and then the back is basically the same thing, just uninsulated. It's not heated back here. We just use it for storage mostly. So those are the tractors we're going to get out next week, probably, at least one of them, start working on. I would kind of like to insulate this back half and open it up to have a little bit more heated space to work on stuff, but sometime maybe we'll get there. So the front here, we've got this nice overhead door. We actually just put that in.
year and a half ago, I think. I used to have sliding doors on there before, and they were really big and heavy, especially with all the insulation and stuff on them, so they were sort of hard to move. This overhead door is so much nicer. We've also got this nice crane. Dad put this together back when I was a kid. I don't remember when, but I remember this beam sitting out in the field. Basically, it's just an I-beam that's on a trolley that rolls on the 2 I-beams on the side, supported by them 4 big yellow posts. And we've got a hoist that kind of slides back and forth on that. You've seen us using that a little bit. Also got my basketball hoop on there. It kind of separates out the sides here, and these walls are sloped a little bit, and so it gives us a nice spot for some storage along the sides and everything. It'd be a little bit nicer to have some more room inside the shop to put, you know, maybe 2 pieces of equipment to work on or something, so when I'm waiting on parts for something, I can work on another project, have a little bit more room to swing the auger out on the combine, stuff like that, like I was messing with yesterday. But the nice thing about it is it makes us keep things picked up pretty well, because we don't have room to have a bunch of crap laying on the ground. So it works pretty well for us. Up there in that corner, that's our old office. We used to use that for all of our stuff. But when I came back to the farm full time, it got a little crowded up there with 3 of us, and so we built a nice office through that door out into there. And now we just use the loft up there for part storage mostly. All my filters and some of the stuff we don't really want to get dusty are up there. We've also got a pretty nice bench over here. We bought this 5-6 years ago. All them drawers to keep all our tools and some bolts and parts and that kind of stuff in it. And yeah, they work really well. Switched out the lights, put LED lights in here a few years ago. I've got a row that just a bad connection at that one spot there. I gotta get up there and fix it. It's just hard to get to, so sometime when I get the forklift in there, I'll take care of that. But yeah, it works really well for our needs. We don't have in-floor heat, which would be nice, but I don't think they did in-floor heat too much back in the 80s when this was put up and finished and concrete was poured. So we've got overhead radiant heating. Used to have a set of wood burners, or a wood burner, a double-barreled, like 55-gallon drum wood burner there. For some reason, our insurance company decided they didn't like that after it had been there for 30 years. They didn't like having open flames in a shop where there's flammable vapors. Wasn't that big a deal, but I will say I don't miss having to feed it with wood. We were going through 2 wheelbarrow loads of wood a day, and it was cold in the morning when you get here. You'd throw as much wood in it as you could at night before you leave, but it was all burnt out and cold by the time you got here in the morning, or relatively cold. So we'd have to feed it with wood, and then it would take quite a while to warm back up before we could be comfortable working in here. So these overhead heaters are so much nicer. I really like them, and I don't miss the wood burner one bit. Anyway, that's our shop. If you got any more questions about stuff like that, just let me know. I'll be sure to answer them for you. Now we're going to get back to this project over here. We got to get our tightener up there and get this chain tight. Okay, I got it up in there. Basically, this just kind of, it's got the spring that pushes up on this, which makes that sprocket kind of slide up and pushes on the chain. That's how it keeps it tight. I've got to tighten this nut down until I get that washer down to this step in that gauge, just like we did that one yesterday. So I need a wrench to get that down tight, and then we'll be done. I sprayed that chain down with some of this spray lubricant stuff. Should help lubricate it. On a normal year, we would probably replace that chain every year, but this year, because we didn't run as many acres through it as we normally do, I decided to try and run it again. Hopefully it makes it through next harvest, but we'll see. If it doesn't, then I know. Replace it every year, no matter what. All right. I think I'm pretty well done with the combine. The last thing is to clean the cab out, wash the windows. I'm going to do that. Okay, I made a pile of all the stuff that needs to be taken out of the combine. Oops. Some sample bags, pair of sunglasses, charging cords, empty pop can, that kind of stuff. So I'll get that out of here, and then we'll use the shop vac and clean up the floor and get as much of the dirt as we can. Alright, I got the floor swept up. Next thing I'm going to do is get a bottle of Armor All and some rags and start wiping down those panels and stuff over there, steering column, Get that dirt off of there, that kind of stuff. Next up, time to wash the windows. You can't see it very well, but yeah, see? Dirty. Well, what do you think? Windows are washed. Console's wiped down. I even cleaned the floor up real nice. Have to take your shoes off to go inside of it now, though. Anyway, I'm done with that. I do want to go out and wash the outside of the windows yet, and the mirrors. Alright guys, I'm calling it. I'm finally done with the combine. Made it before the first of the year. This is a big project. This is the biggest shop project we do every year. It's been in here for probably a little over a month now. I don't remember what day it was when we brought it back from Berkey, but we finished combining the day Saturday before Thanksgiving, so we didn't get it right in the shop right away, but pretty close to it. So yeah, we've been working on this for a long time, but we did a lot to it. You know, we changed a lot of oils and stuff that hasn't been done before because of the 2,000-hour service that was due. Replacing that wear plate, doing the stuff with the auger, all them sieves and chafer and all. I mean, heck, I can't even remember all the stuff, but I've got it all written down. So yeah, big project. Happy to have this done. I am going to let it sit here in the shop for today, the rest of today, and tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Year's Day. I won't be working tomorrow, so there won't be a video tomorrow. And it's a little after 3 o'clock right now. I have got to get out of here because it's my wife and I's anniversary, and we're going out tonight. So I got to go get ready for that. But yeah, great to have this project done, wrapped up. Let's get it out of here towards the end of the week. We'll be back to work on Thursday, probably just for that day. But I'll talk about that more later, and we'll see what's going on. I don't know what I'm going to be doing on Thursday. Well, we'll figure it out. It sure is pretty, all nice and shiny and clean. It's not perfect, but we did a pretty good job. I do appreciate my Uncle Jack coming up to help me so much. He was helping quite a few days, as you guys saw in these videos and stuff, doing tires and changing oil in those final drives. That was a big project to get done, so I really appreciate all of his help. And yeah, probably next stuff up will be tractors, getting those in here. They don't take near as long, usually about a week a piece, and we can get them cleaned up pretty good, change the oil and do this stuff. I've got to look at hours and at the book and see you know, what kind of service we've got to do to them. If I got to do hydraulic oil, then it takes a little bit longer, but that's a 1,500-hour change that, you know, we only put 400 or 500 hours a year on, so it's not something we do every year. Anyway, thanks for watching again, guys, and have a good night. Happy New Year. Hope you all had a good time last night, and everybody stay safe. I will see you in a couple of days when I put my next video out. Hit the like, subscribe button, and yeah, check out some of my old stuff if you've missed it and you're new to the channel. I appreciate you watching. See ya.